Hello everyone and welcome back to another 10-minute Blender build. Today I'm gonna really go in deep. That sounded so wrong. Today, what am I gonna do? Yeah, today I'm gonna do something really tricky. I'm gonna challenge myself probably more than I ever have before. I'm gonna try to model and rig a character, or have it fully rigged at least, at the end of it, within 10 minutes. And it's gonna be a low poly character as normal. I wouldn't have time to do anything else, I don't think. But I think I'm going to keep a quad mesh pretty decent this time, so it could be subdivided for more detail or sculpting at later on. But I'm going to keep it low poly. I love that style, so as if you know me by now, you know that. So that's going to be really challenging. I'm nervous again as usual, and have no idea how this is going to go. I've practiced some of the techniques, just so you know, so I know pretty much what I'm going to do. I know most of it, but when the pressure is on and I try to say everything that I'm doing, it's gonna go probably all over the place. But I'm really excited. I'm gonna give it my best go. So let's get started, and stay to the end of the video as well if you want to find some tips. I'm gonna throw some bonus modeling tips in this time, so keep that in mind. Got screencast keys running, so you should be able to see all the keys. I'll try to mention everything as much as I can, and hopefully by the end of this we'll have a rigged character ready for that could be imported in Unity as well. There's a path. I'll make a video about that one. There's a way to get these rigs into Unity quite well. It'll have everything: inverse kinematics, arm, leg movement, head. So I'm super excited. Let's try this out. Again, if you want to see how I set this up, check my earlier videos on this series, because I've just basically imported a palette texture. It's a very simple, a few colors in a palette that I've assigned to a very simple material. And it's just to save me that repetitive process of doing that over and over again. So if you want to see how this works, check out some of the earlier versions of these builds. For example, the Titanic model or something like that, or this very first spaceship that I did. That'll go through the process of how to set up these things. So, but other than that, it's the default cube. We're going to save the default cube, and I'm going to make it even more of a hero this time. I'm going to duplicate it. I'm going to use it for both the head and the body. So it's going to be a double hero this time. Save the default cube, remember. Yeah, everything's running. 3, 2, 1, go! And it's counting. Shift D, we'll save that one. We need it for the head. Tab, Control R, loop cut here, and delete the left side. Mirror modifier as usual with clipping, and then we'll hide this one too. Hide front view. Shift A, add the armature, the human meta rig here. Tab, and then mirroring. Select this, Shift Space G. Let's get some cartoony shape to the body at least, and then get rid of these bones. I don't really need the center hand bones here because I'm going to do a low poly hand. Delete bones, side view. Same thing for the face, but keep the head bone there. Delete those. And then we'll make the head slightly bigger as well, because it's, like I said, a little bit of a cartoony look and a little bit longer arm. Okay. Front view, Shift N, or A, Shift N, really important. Recalculate relative view axis. I'll tell you why later on. Okay, let's bring this cube back in, and here. A to select everything, Shift Space G, scale it down a lot, and down to here, and bring it up. Scale it down even more, and bring it in. A, and then A on the left side, scale UV to 0 there. And then we bring it up to the shoulders and down to the groin area. Control R, roll it up to 3 cuts here, and bring this one in. And then Control R again, and let's bring this one out. And then I'm going to extrude a leg here now from the front view. So E to extrude, S to scale. If you know me, that's what I like to do. E to extrude, S to scale. E to extrude, S to scale. Rotate. E to extrude, flare the pants as usual. E to extrude, S. E to extrude. And here we're going to make a boot. E to extrude, G. E to extrude again, and one more time. And then here, let's extrude the foot out. And then bring this down a little bit. The toe. And Control R for some extra detail there for the foot. Okay, and then do the same here for the shoulder now. So front view, G, R to rotate, E to extrude, S to scale, rotate, E to extrude, S to scale. Put some geometry here by the crease areas so I can get those to fold in the rig. E to extrude, S to scale. And then Alt Z now, and then front view, actually top view, 7 on the keypad. 1 to get the vertices, and get those in to follow the armature shape here, and then same for the knee here from the side view, get those in place there. And then Alt Z again, let's bring the belly out a bit and the back in to arch a little bit like so. now we need a hand, so comma, and then do normal alignment, S to scale it down a bit, E to extrude, S to scale, E to extrude, E to extrude again, S to scale on the Y-axis, and let's make a big, actually a little bit smaller, E for a big palm here, Control R, 3 loop cuts, and then O to get proportional editing here, so I can rotate, scroll down the mouse wheel, too much, rotate, maybe like this to get the hand into place. Okay, that's okay. Control R now to get some more detail here, and then go into edge select and select Control Alt and then comma to get into global. Sorry for the speed, I have to really try to be quick here, so I finish this. Control Alt select, but screencast keys should help out hopefully here. Control Alt, and get some roundness to his body at least. Control Alt, move that in. Okay, and now I go into Alt Z. We need to colorize this, so, and 3 to get these, how am I doing, 6 minutes. G, let's do skin color for the hand, and here let's do maybe brown pants and black boots. And then Alt Z, we'll need to do a loop cut here, and Alt E to extrude here, Control plus to get, and then scale 0 on the UVs here, and get a black belt. Ooh, black belt. Oh, we need a thumb as well, so let's go here. G to move this one a bit into place, and then extrude a thumb here. E to extrude, S to scale, rotate, E to extrude, S to scale, rotate. Let's put one more cut here for the deformation. Okay, and we need here. Okay, let's, I've got 5 minutes 22 to go. Losing my voice again. So let's bring this up. We bring the head back. So we saved this one before, go to front view, tab, move it up to here, scale it down, tab, Control 2 to subdivide it, and then apply that one out of edit mode, Alt Z, and then delete this side, and then I need to delete this side, yeah. Parent, or join this one to this one, that'll put the mirror modifier back on, Alt Z, and then select this, and we need to scale this down as well on the UVs to get skin color. Select this one, O for proportional, G to move this one, get a bit of a head shape here, side view, do the same from the front. I see I missed some things here, so let's fix that. So Alt Z, select all of these, scale 0, let's get skin color, I said. Front view, Alt Z, and let's get some jawbone here as well, and then we need some facial here, so Alt Z again to get the transparency, right click with Control, get some face hair here, Alt Z to see again, Alt E, extrude along normals, Control plus, G to move this to a brown color, and then let's get an additional beard here, so I'll select these, Alt E to extrude here as well, big bushy beard. And then here, let's get a face. So I'll select these, do I to inset these, G, actually shift space G so I can see, G, and move it on the Y axis proportionally a little bit. And before I do that, I want to bring this up actually. And then now I can do I to inset, move it in a bit. And then I just want to move these for an eye socket as well, primitive eye socket. And do these, how am I doing? 3 minutes 24, that's okay, I think. E to extrude this one, and then let's set this one to vertex. So I can hold the Control key now and snap these vertices off first, kind of proportional. And then let's bring this nose in a little bit. A, Alt M, and merge those vertices, and let's color the eyes here as well. So white and maybe black here in the center. Move this in a bit. Oh yeah, we need a pirate hat now, so let's do front view, Alt Z to see through, select these, Shift D to duplicate them, Alt Z, and then color it black, Alt E to extrude this for a hat, Control R, loop cut, loop select, Alt E to extrude along normals, and then I need to probably scale this out a bit, Y, and then 2 minutes 32, and rotate this for the hat here. It's a bit of a triangular shape to the pirate hats if I Okay, and then let's bring this one, rotate X, G, here, okay. And 2 minutes to go. I need to connect the head here now as well. So I to inset this B, G, and then here I need to move this forward a bit here. And then let's extrude this face down, and then delete this face, and delete this face. Nope. Face, how much time? 149. Control key now is going to be key, because control key to snap these vertices into place here, because now I can do Alt M and then merge them by distance, so that's okay. Control R, let's do a buckle here as well for him. So here, Alt E, extrude, and then here I to inset, E to extrude in, Control plus a few times to get, and then get on a gold buckle there. And then let's do a coat thing here as well. I'll do Control R and then select these. I still have to rig them. Gee, I've got 1 minute to do that. E to extrude, G, G, and rotate. G, oh, 51 seconds. Scale, okay, Control plus, and let's get this coat a red color as well. Scale 0 here, 42 seconds. And then let's shape this body as well a little bit. There. Oh, 31 seconds, I still haven't rigged. Okay, I need to do that now. So tab meta rig here, and then I need to see it. Why can't I see the rig? Alt H, 15 seconds to go. Alt H, I can't see the rig. Control P, parent with, no. Oh, I haven't generated the rig. Generate. P. Oh. Did I do it? Is it parented? Ah, I hope I did it. Let's see if he moves now. I'm a bit petrified here, because, so I'll bring him into pose mode, Control Tab. Wish me luck now. G. Yeah, we can actually hide the meta rig, we don't need that one, so G. He seems rigged. I think he's rigged. Okay, so let's see how this worked out. So if I move this torso, the reason why the hands aren't moving is because the inverse kinematic is on. If I grab this palm here, it'll move the hand, okay, yeah. And this hand, whew, my heart is pounding. I didn't think, I forgot about...
generating the rig from the meta rig, so flipped out.
Okay, well, I have to cut it close. Okay, sorry, I'm going on now. Heart rate is like 10,000. Anyway, let's see. Let's see if the legs work. Shouldn't be too happy yet. G, that seems to be all right. Move the foot works. Does the foot roll work? Yeah, toes are nicely anchored into the ground. And let's see, shoulders here maybe. Yeah, that works. Here, that works too. Rotate, yeah. And what about the head? That seems to work. Yeah, tilt the head. Okay, and now moment of truth as well, fingers. So I'll put comma, actually period here to go into individual origins. Now if I scale these two fingers, it should curl a hand. I think that's, yeah, that's okay. And curl the thumb in as well. So that could make a fist. Yeah. And that should also work if I move this hand, yeah. R to rotate. Whew, I'm happy about that. Oh, I was petrified that I wasn't gonna be able to get it sorted in the end. I think, so this Rigify is really useful. I only started to use it, I think last week, first one I tried it. I've always created my own armature and things like that, and my own IK, but it's never turned out to be quite this good as this meta rig or the Rigify add-on. So I'll make a video about how to use that properly instead of rushing through like I did in this video. But basically, it'll generate this rig with all these nifty controls that, and I think even with the weight paint, I haven't done much weight painting or any weight painting now. So it seems to be picking up the shapes pretty well when you model it like this, and I'm quite happy about this method. So instead of creating a character in a T-pose and then trying to fit the rig to it, I've decided to actually keep the meta rig in place first, and then I'll model through whatever shape that has, because then the rigging will be so much easier. So I don't know if there are any drawbacks to that, but I like that idea. And I've tried to just import it into Unity, and that seems to be working well as well. So actually I should also just try to put him into a weird, maybe a slightly contorted, let's put the, let's see, Shift Space G, let's move the legs apart maybe a little bit. Just test this rig a little bit further, bring it down. Oh, anyone seen, was it Karate Kid, the first one, when he did that crane thing? Let's put that pose in. So we'll move the foot in, up, and then here we go, Karate Kid or something. Here. The reason why the hip doesn't move the hands is because IK, inverse kinematic, is still enabled. So that's possible to switch to forward kinematics. Well, you can fix that when you animate. So here we go. And it'll also stretch the rig, as you can see. It supports stretching. Unity doesn't do that. If you bring this into bone stretching, is not supported because it's requires too much performance. But if you animate within Blender here, it's perfectly fine to use these stretchy, cartoony type of stretches. So that's really good. Let's bring the arms up to here. Actually, let's fold the arms in front of the body and see if that works okay. Yeah, that seems to work too. Bring that in. And then you can probably bring the elbow out. If I enable viewport display here, you can tweak these as well. The elbow positions and things like that. Oh, what a nice pose. A little ballerina or something. It's meant to be Karate Kid. Rotate, hip rotation works. And you can also rotate more individually. A little shake there. Okay. You can reset everything by selecting everything on the rig and pressing Alt-G and Alt-R to reset the rotations, and also Alt-S to fix the scales here as well. That brings me to the tip portion. One thing that a few people put in the comments, I'm really thankful for that. It's the extrude along normals. So if you've selected, let's go into face select here, Alt, and select this loop cut. And then I need to change on period here. I need to set the medium point again, so it doesn't do the individual origins. Anyway, Alt-E to extrude along normals is really useful. So thank you for suggesting that for me, because I've always done in the past, I've always done E to extrude and then right click and S to scale it, to trick it, but it still doesn't do it properly because it scales it out here as well. So really, really handy, Alt-E to extrude face along normals. That's really good, thank you. Another tip is a hotkey tip, and that is O to enable up here. You can see that proportional editing is enabled. And when I have that, I can use the mouse wheel here to change how much I want it to affect the mesh here. Works for rotations as well, and use the mouse wheel to say how much that's going to be affected as well. So O, keep that in mind, the O key. And then final tip is going to be another hotkey, and I've used that a lot in this video, and that's Alt-Z to flip it into transparent mode. So when you edit the mesh, I used to click up here all the time to enable and disable see-through, but Alt-Z is the quickest way to just toggle that. The useful thing about see-through is that when you're in mesh edit here, let's say I want to select this elbow here. If I am in see-through mode and I click Control and right click to do a lasso select here, it'll select all the way through. The difference here is that if I do Alt-Z, if I do it now without that, it doesn't select the backside. So that's really important, really handy to do this one. Plus it also gets these little center selection points here. Almost forgot, I have to tell you as well why it was important to do this thing that I did in the beginning. If you remember in the early on, just as I had the rig, I went to front view here, number 1 on the keypad. And then if I bring this rig back here and hide everything else, and let's see, the hide the guy here as well. Cube, it's still called cube, default cube, here we go. Remember here that I selected all the bones and I did Shift N from the, actually tab into edit mode, A to select all the bones, Shift N, and then I did recalculate roll, and then since I'm in the front view, I did it to the view axis. And for me, this is really important, that I think it should be for you as well, because what happens if you do not do that is that if you try to, let's see if we have a pose here, Control Tab pose mode. If I rotate this arm now, and let's say I move this leg as well, I rotate it in a weird way here, like this. And let's move this arm down like this. Okay, so what will happen here now, if I do go to the animation tab here, and let's do I to insert a keyframe here. Or insert keyframe, not inset. I got inset on my mind. I to insert a keyframe, and I'll do a location, rotation, and scale keyframe here. Then there's a really nifty way when you animate, especially if you do things like walk cycles where you do need to flip the pose mirror. So if I do move onto here now and Control Shift V. Actually, I need to copy the pose first. Control C, Control Shift V. You can see that he flips the pose now, or she. God, I'm fed up with that discussion. Never mind. It'll flip the pose anyway, and you can see that it mirrored perfectly. The left leg is down, and the right leg is exactly mirrored to what it was before, and so with the arm. If you don't do this recalculate roll, so if I go back to here, front view, everything like this, and let's say this was actually tab to get out. A to select all, Shift N, and let's just do something else now, like active bone or something like this. Now it looks the same, but what will happen now is if I go back into pose mode, and then let's do the same thing. We rotate an arm down and one up, and maybe this one is a bit forward, like this, and the leg, let's do something similar to before. Rotate, rotate. If I select all of these now, and then I do I to insert location, rotation, and scale keyframe. Control C to copy this pose now. And if I try to do the flip pose now, Control Shift V, you can see that it didn't really flip it properly. That leg, let's insert a keyframe here as well. You can see that here, this leg is, from the side view, this is quite straightforward and down, whereas this bone is more out to the side. And that's because when it does the flip pose, it uses the roll angle of the bones to do the flip pose. And that's why it's important to do the Shift N and recalculate the roll from the front view. And unfortunately, you cannot fix this later on, as far as I know. So if you've forgotten to do that when you created your original rig, when you get into skinning your mesh and everything like that and everything's sorted, then you try to start animate and you think, oh, I'm gonna flip this pose, and you go, oh, that flip didn't work. And then you try to recalculate everything. Everything's gonna turn not upside down, it's gonna go drive you nuts. Let's put it that way. It's driven me nuts loads of times, and I keep forgetting it as well. And you have to redo everything, so I would have wasted 10 minutes now. I haven't done that. But anyway, it could have been hours, it could have been even weeks of maybe doing something of a character, and then you find out that those bone rolls are screwed. So keep that in mind. You'll thank me later, maybe. That's a bunch of tips this week as well. Thanks to everyone for watching these videos. I'm having a lot of fun making these. I'm stressing myself out to try to come up with ideas, and thanks for putting those in the suggestions as well. It's really helpful. I'll try to get around to them. I'm still gonna make that gun that I keep saying, but for some reason I needed to do a rig this time. I really wanted to push it this time and see if I could get not only a modeled character, but also have him rigged and fully moving. So it was possible. I'm happy about that. It took a few attempts since I got interrupted a couple of times and forgot my timer, but everything is up and running. I'll save this file. I'll put it in the download so you can download it and have a play with it if you want to. And if you liked it, please consider subscribing, and also hit the like button if you liked it. It'll help me a lot, and I'm really thankful for all you new subscribers as well. Really happy to have you with me, and I'll see you next Thursday for another 10-minute Blender build. Until then, have a great time. Bye for now. God, more coffee. Coffee's still warm. Have I forgot to say anything? I'll always say too much, probably.